Hi, my name is Romy, and welcome to another week of Make Something. So, as a working mom, I've been forgetting to do things which are really important for me, like taking my vitamins or even trying to squeeze in a workout. On top of that, lately, I've also been forgetting my friends' birthdays, and I felt so bad about that later. So, for this week's video, I thought I'd build myself something fun and train myself to remember things like a personal assistant. Sure, you can build calendar notifications for all of these, but I think they are really easy to ignore. Plus, this is way more fun and way more personal because the best thing is you can fully customize it and expand on it as much as you want. And honestly, I just thought it would be kind of fun to get a spreadsheet on my laptop to text me on my phone. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe and like my channel. To make a reminder system, we'll use Zapier, which is a cool way to connect two apps. There are tons of combinations you can use with Zapier. We're just scratching the surface on it today. Now, one thing I've learned with my work is when I'm building a complicated system with many steps, I like taking it one step at a time. So before overwhelming ourselves, let's see if we can send one data point from our spreadsheet on our computer to our phone. Let's do this.
Let's start a new Google Sheet called Reminders. I'll divide the data into 3 columns. The first one I'll call Type and input the data vitamins here. You'll see later why I've added these columns. The second column is Message, which is basically the customized text message you want to send yourself. So I'm going to type in something nice and polite and try not to use my mom voice. So the next 2 columns are Frequency and Time, which is essentially just to remind me when I have set the reminder for. Currently, it's daily at 8 p.m., which is weird, I know, but later in the night, I won't have an excuse. You see, it's a Jedi mind trick. Now, this is really important. We must go and freeze the first row of the sheet. This is the way Zapier understands what is the data versus the category heading. Trust me, I've already banged my head against a wall for 3 hours, but I couldn't get it to work unless I did this. So I'm just going to say it again. Freeze the first row. So we have our raw data ready. Let's put it to work. I'm going to head over to Zapier. Zapier is a tool which basically helps you connect two apps, which is exactly what I need. In my case, I need Google Sheets to connect with the text message app on my phone. Now, let's explore this. It actually has the ability to connect over 2,000 apps. That's so cool. I'll be exploring more fun ways to make Zapier work for me for sure. The way Zapier works is by creating customized connections called zaps between any 2 apps for whatever functionality you want. Now, if you go to the main menu on the left here and click on zaps, it kind of looks like a Harry Potter scar. Then click on the Create Zap button. Let's name this particular zap vitamin reminder. Now, in general, zaps work on logic. The way they are organized is first there's a trigger. In other words, that's something that causes the connection to be made. And then what are the actions that happen and in what connected app? There are an unlimited number of actions that can be triggered, but the minimum you need to define is 1 trigger and 1 action to complete a zap. So that's the scope of what we are going to start with today. Looking at all the apps at Zapier, it has 2 kinds. One inbuilt and the second one external that you use regularly, like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and many more. The app we want to use here is Schedule by Zapier. And this is great for scheduling events triggered by something. Let's define how often this event is triggered or scheduled. In our example, I definitely want to get a daily reminder. It's my vitamin, of course. So I'm going to select the everyday option. We can also customize if we want the reminder on weekends or not, and also select a time of the day for the event or reminder. And Zapier will do a quick test. We don't need to do anything here for the first step and just press continue. So now it's time to connect the next piece of the puzzle. The second app, which is Google Sheets, where all our organized data exists. Now, we already have existing data in a sheet, right? And in our case, we don't need to trigger the creation of any more sheets. What we need Zapier to do is actually search within our existing data. So if you scroll down, you will see a category of search options. And within that, you'll see an option, look up spreadsheet row. Now, let's tell Zapier which Google Sheet we are referring to. For that, Zapier needs access to your Google account. So I simply connect my account, and that's done. So let's hold Zapier's hand for a bit here and guide it to the correct Google Sheet in my account it needs to refer to. From this list of documents, I simply select the Reminders one. Then all I need to tell Zapier is to look within the Health tab for the info. Also, here it will ask me which column or category I'm referring to. In my case, it's column A, which I've called type, and the value within it that Zapier needs to find is the exact word vitamins. Now, in future, if I ever need antibiotics, not that I'm wishing it on myself, I can always add another antibiotics row and set it reminders for that. So you kind of see how the type comes handy. Now, of course, Zapier needs to test. Okay, we are human and we all make errors, so let's test. There you go. It showed us that it can grab the exact row we needed it to. All seems good here. Now, on to the next step, the final connection. After that, our spreadsheet will be able to talk to our phone. Ta-da! Okay, serious business. This time, we shall choose another native Zapier app called SMS by Zapier. The action, of course, is to send an SMS to my phone. You guessed it, I need to give it my phone number. Now we get the chance to customize the SMS message we will receive. We go and select the message already written out on the Google Sheet. An awesome thing about Zapier is that it lets you select a number from the list here that will be the one sending you reminders. So you avoid the problem of getting spam-like messages from random unknown members. And finally, all we need to do is test the whole connection. Now, this is my favorite part. We get to see the magic happen. And then I pick up my phone and wait, and here you go. Looks like everything we need is working well, and I'm ready to take this live and make my life simple. So on the top right, I just go to this button and toggle it from off to on. Your first Zap is live. Now, we can quickly replicate this for paying my bills. It's the absolutely same logic, but I created a new tab within the Reminders Google Sheet to be reminded to review credit card bills monthly. Now, my credit card is on autopay, but I like reviewing it monthly to be sure to remove unnecessary subscriptions. So let's create a Zap for bills. There, it's done now. That was quick. Similarly, now I can tackle my workouts. So what I want to do is send myself a new workout video every day of the week and repeat it every week. For this, I created a spreadsheet with my weekly playlist of yoga. I just don't want to be reminded workout, but the exact video so I can take the decision making out of the process, which we all know is half the reason we procrastinate on our workouts. There's a new workout for every day of the week, and I've identified each day by number 1 to 7. So instead of going over the entire Zap, let me show you the things I did differently. If you look at the schedule trigger and a sample data point, you will see that it sends the data back in a number 1 to 7 versus the text. So with this format, you can also expand it if you create a workout list for the entire month. The other thing I did was, when I looked up the spreadsheet row in vitamins, I had looked it up by type, but here we need to look up by the number, identifying day of the week. So I did that here. And that's it. The rest of it is the same and we're all set. Now, I'll just report back next month to let you know if it's actually making a difference on my core. So now, let's tackle the birthday reminders. We'll do the usual. Go back to a reminder system and add a birthday worksheet. Now, instead of simply getting a reminder, I want each birthday added to my calendar. I refer to my calendar multiple times a day, and seeing it on my calendar will just give me an opportunity to plan ahead and maybe even send them a present. So let's see how we can do that. I'll input my friend Nupur's name here. One thing which is different in the format here is the start date and time. It's all in one column. And note the order. That'll make sense in a second too. So I'll create a Zap, choose a trigger, Google Sheets, and this option, new or updated spreadsheet row, which will allow me to add it to a calendar whenever I add a new birthday. Let's set that up here. Finally, the app I want to connect is my Google Calendar. Here, there are a number of ways I can customize it. But see, Zapier asks you to input that as one combined field instead of a separate value for date and time. Now, all these options are essentially what a Google Calendar, or in fact any other calendar, offers you as well. For example, you can choose to repeat the event yearly and maybe earn the title of friend with the most perfect memory ever. Or you can choose how in advance you want to remind yourself. The value is to be inputted in minutes here. I'll leave it blank because I'm happy with my own calendar notifications, but please customize it depending on what works for you. And finally, let's connect and hit test. There, done. Now, let's turn the Zap on and go back and add another row. I'll add my friend Vinita, and there you go. On my calendar, you see an event show up. Yes! How exciting. Okay, let's just give a quick recap of what I built in the last hour. A system with text reminders to help me take my vitamins, a workout reminder that texts me daily links of my favorite workout videos, and finally, a birthday reminder system that syncs with my calendar so I can wish my friends on time.
Hope you had fun in the video. I'll tell you next week if this reminder system actually worked. If you end up trying some of the stuff in the video, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you got creative with Zapier and built other reminders, I would love to hear about your ideas. And also send me your thoughts and your feedback on what else you'd like to see on this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel if you like what I'm doing. This is Romy, and I hope this week you make something.